And tonight, a hospital pushed to the very limit. Patients waiting not hours, but more than a day for a bed, and then a computer system failure.
Well, I can only apologise. That really is not the care that a hospital like this wishes to provide, or my colleagues wish to provide.
Meanwhile, here in Grantham, health campaigners fear services are being cut even further as an urgent treatment centre replaces the hospital's A&E service.
The more ill you are, the further you will have to travel, and that puts at least 700 people at risk, further risk every year.
The house that holds more stuff than you can shake a stick at, and it's all up for auction.
On the map is Lost in Leicestershire, but what will I find at the end of the maze? Perhaps this is a clue.
Hello there, good evening. Welcome to Tuesday's programme with me, Anne Davis. Thanks for joining us. Well, first tonight, a hospital has apologised after patients in Nottingham's main emergency department had to wait up to 40 hours for a bed. A critical incident was declared yesterday after wards right across the city ran out of space, leaving patients in corridors or ambulances outside. And then this morning, well, I'm afraid things went from bad to worse as computers and Wi-Fi right across the trust were knocked out by a power outage. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball reports.
More ambulances than parking spaces outside the Queen's Medical Centre as Nottingham University Hospital's critical incident went into a second day. Patients had to wait with paramedics because the emergency department was too full. At one point, there were over 200 people inside, some on trolleys in corridors. The doctor in charge said that put staff under huge pressure.
The number of people who are ready to transfer towards hit a peak of around 60 to 70 yesterday, and who didn't have immediate bed available downstream. We will have had people waiting up to sort of 36 to 40 hours for a bed. I can only apologise. That really is not the care that a hospital like this wishes to provide, or my colleagues wish to provide.
And this morning, another challenge: Wi-Fi down, computer screens blank. Fixed, the trust says, before any elective surgery had to be cancelled. But they know they're facing even more challenges as winter pressures intensify, and it's still only October.
Only October, crikey. Jeremy's obviously with me here in the studio. Been some pretty strong reaction to this critical incident, I think, on social media.
Yeah, just to give you a little taste, listen to this. Currently sat in A&E, the NHS isn't collapsing, it's collapsed. The staff are kind, but the lack of privacy is shocking. And this one, the reception area was rammed, the corridor was full of people on beds, most of them elderly. Staff looked demoralised like never before.
Why are they struggling so much?
A lot of this is really about the whole system clogging up. So you might get patients stuck on wards because they don't have enough support to get discharged. That then means fewer beds for people arriving for emergencies. The backlog's there, put huge pressure on the ambulance service, as you know, Anne. And those vehicles then get stuck outside. And of course, they can't respond to 999 calls. And that is a really big concern here.
Well, we'll talk about the extra pressures over winter. As we said right at the beginning, it is only October. How worried are they about how it's going to be?
Well, extra demand is inevitable, the hospital told me today, because they always get more emergencies when temperatures drop. Now, they are making plans for how to respond to that, but they say there are also things we can all do that genuinely help. And that, they say, includes getting flu and COVID vaccines if you're entitled to them.
And what is the sort of medical advice tonight, bearing in mind how stretched they are?
If it's an emergency, they say you should dial 999. The QMC also is still asking people to come in for outpatient appointments or surgery. But they say, look, please don't come to hospital if it's not a genuine emergency. Use your GP, use a pharmacist, use the 111 service. There's also an appeal tonight to friends and relatives of hospital patients to consider helping them get discharged earlier. And they say those pressures have started to ease today.
Well, fingers crossed it does. Jeremy, thanks indeed for that.